Hello, everybody. I'm Hope, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. Previously, I had to quit early because of some intense, disgusting, awful stuff that involved lust worms. Y'all are gonna know already what I'm talking about. And, I'm not pleased with what we learned about those things, but we did get some levity last episode with the incredible Mapo Tofu scene, which my fate friend, good old buddy North, told me that it was like it's one of the biggest memes in the franchise, and you know, on further notice, I can totally see why. It is so out of place and goofy and silly, but it fits really well. Oddly enough, it's just it's a great ass scene. Like I commend it. It's fantastic. But I'm back, ready to record more, hoping that I don't get completely repulsed like that again. Probably will, but hopefully not for a little bit. Because, you know, the part that made the worm part too much for me was the whole, I don't know if I could say this early in the video without getting, not demonetized, I'm not monetized yet. Giving Sakura O's, you can probably fill in the blank of what O's are. That will melt her brain. Like, they're so intense. And that went too far for me, honestly. But let's continue. Hopefully we can get into some other dark stuff that isn't sexual related, because that stuff is so fucking uncomfortable to me. Like, I can handle blood and gore way more. You know, and the thing is, I've read Berserk, but I don't know why this stuff, like, in Fate, this part actually really got to me. It's almost 4 o'clock when I get out of the restaurant. Can we see Ilya today? I mean, that'd be cool. I had no business in the shopping district, so all that's left is to go home. But Kodamine's story is not something I could ignore. Caster is still alive. People are still falling into unexplained comas. And I'm still surprised by how calm I was when I found out Kotomine was a master. Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. When to think of it, I never got along with him. I must have known instinctively that we would be in opposition. Just like you and Emiya. Yo! It's your girl, Demon Lolly. Also, I'm just kidding. Ilya's great. Love her. In any case, Kotomine lost his servant. There are 3 masters remaining now. Assassin's Master, who seems to be at the Rita Temple, and Archer's Master Tosaka. And Shuji again. And all. Every time Ilya wants to hang out with Shiro, he's so wrapped up in his head that, like, also that portrait's the best. I love her so much. Berserker's Master. The girl in front of me is... She's been trying to get your attention for 5 minutes, man. Oh. I thought I heard something, but could it be... Oh. North. What? I called Shiro my friend's name. That is fucking embarrassingly weird. I'm so used to talking to him that I say his name that much. That has never happened before. No. Anyway, Shiro has broken his promises with 2 important women in his life. Well, that was fun. I don't know what else to say. Oh, she's right. We have a tacit understanding to meet there in the afternoon. How could I have forgotten just because I was talking with Kotomine?
すまん、忘れてた。ごめん、イリア。
そう簡単に許してあげないんだから。私、本当に怒ってるんだからね。
Just like pick her up and like pat her head and she'll just like turn off. Like her brain will just melt. She'll be like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? And then Berserker will come sick your ass, Shiro. Ilya glares at me. What should I do? I can't blame him for getting mad since I did forget our promise and make her wait. Take her to the house. To show her my sincerity, so... Oh, these are all... That last one's a bad choice. I don't like that one. Ilya stuff. I really want to invite her to the house as a guest. But I wonder, would she prefer... Well, we did mention that, and I think keeping our word would make her happy. Yeah. I made her wait out here in the cold, so the least I could do is help her warm up again.
イリア、提案がある。
何よ。簡単な言葉じゃ聞かないわよ。
だから言葉じゃなくて態度で謝罪する。イリア、今からうちに来ないか。それなら
Now that's amazing.
お菓子をご馳走できるんだけど。
Nothing... That's what life's about, man. Hot, nice, some tea, whatever beverage you're choosing, some snacks, and hanging out with someone really close to you. That's life, man.
うちって白のうち？
他にないだろ。今なら誰もいな。あ、いや、セイバーはいるけど。
That'll take some explaining. He's gonna be like, okay, what the hell, Shiro?
公園じゃなくてさ、たまにはゆっくりお茶飲むのもいいんじゃないか。
She's never been invited to someone's place before, so this is new.
確かにちょっといいかもしれない。けど、白のうちにお邪魔していいのかな？
いいも悪いもない。それにほら、この前はイリアの城を見せてもらったし。
そうだね。
She sounds like she's trying to convince herself, then...
私、白のうちに行っていいのかな？
Oh.
私は、白とキリツグを殺しに来たのよ。その私が、白のうちに上がっていいの？
Yeah, she's starting to feel guilty being allowed to be close to Shiro and get to experience like these friendly attributes due to the fact that her whole goal is from the beginning is to murder his ass. And the interesting thing about Ilya is that it's clear that that's been her main focus from the very beginning, but there's a part of her that really wants to connect and really wants a way that can change her mind or convince her, or I feel like most of the time she ends up doing it because that's what she intended to do. But there is that little bit of apprehension in the way that she's spared him a few times, the way that she calls him Oni-chan, the way she gets happy when talking to him. It's an interesting dilemma. It's the same way of like, kind of reminds me of like, you know, during a war, two people from both sides can easily become a friend to each other. But when it's time to go on the battlefield, that doesn't matter. You gotta shoot at each other, and it's sad. But in this case, it's like that, but with an even deeper grudge that goes deep within her, like to a whole decade back, due to her abandonment. And this is a good question, but Shiro. This creates a dilemma for Shiro because I think that he's gonna be kind-hearted about this and be fine with it. But the problem is him forgiving what you could consider bad action or some pretty fucked up shit has got to come into play because we already told Sakura that we wouldn't forgive her if she did bad stuff. She became a bad person. I feel like this is already establishing the fact that Shiro is too forgiving, even when the cards are folded against him in a way that same things are kind of ridiculous to allow someone like Ilya to your house, because as much as Ilya's a sweet girl, she's pretty fucked up, and we don't know enough about her other than she's Ainsburn somehow knows Kiritsugu and has been mostly nice to Shiro for the most part. So Shiro being a forgiving person is very different, and I feel like it's going to come into play as a bit of a focal point in this route. It's always been that way for Shiro's character, but I feel like that's going to create a main dilemma in this route as his arc progresses in a spiraling direction. Ilya asks me emotionlessly, I don't know how much meaning was put into those words. The Ainsburn girl who came to kill my father, her reason for pursuing Kiritsugu, her reason for wanting to kill me. These things I already know. The man that betrayed Ainsburn. Kiritsugu abandoned everything and started living in this town. I don't know about all the sacrifices that made this life possible until I became a master. Ilya should not forgive Kiritsugu, and she really must want to kill me. I should invite her to my house despite that fact. No, more so because... Oh, sweet. I answer her while looking straight into her eyes. Ilya gasps, looks at me in astonishment, and... Oh. Adorable. She hugs me with a big smile. Now that does put a smile on my face. Yeah, going to talk to Saber first is a sound idea. I roll up my sleeves and glare at the entrance. Oh. She's so cute and lovely. Love her, man. Ilya wavers her hand and cheers me on. Alright, I have to persuade Saber no matter what. Dame. Yep. I knew it was just gonna be a simple, just like, couple of words of nope. Nope. Saber! I know what track they're gonna play. I know it. Well, that didn't take very long. Oh, no music track? I thought they were gonna play the goofy one. Hi, Train.
マスターを、しかもバーサーカーのマスターを自分の陣地にあげるなんて自殺行為だって言うんだろ。分かってる。そのあたりはちゃんと分かってるんだ。けどそれとは別で。いいえ、シロは分かっていません。相手はあのイリアスフィールですよ。彼女ほどのマスターならこの屋敷の欠点などいくらでも看破できますし、結界を壊すことさえ容易でしょう。にもかかわらず、シロを自ら招き入れる。獅子心中の虫どころの話ではない。あなたは自ら毒薬を飲もうとしているのです。
From a completely logical point of view, this is very, very, very true. The reason I, as the player, especially, and as well as Shiro, is that we have a bit of a bias in understanding with Ilya because of the time we've spent with her and the knowledge that we currently have. And it's really cool when like the other characters have differing perspectives and act differently depending on what's happening. It just it always makes sense is what I'm saying. Like Saber's character has always been this logical, very objective kind of person who seldom opens up or casts her emotions, really. The only emotion we ever see her is really like ones that aren't usually very what you would call happy unless she's eating food for most of the time. It's usually very stoic or confused or angry or a little cheeky occasionally. Like that one. That one's like that irritated one. Yeah, he is. Part of the charm.
だというのに気にかけるなど、人がいいというよりバカですかあなたは。けど、話してみるとイリアだっていいやつだぞ。あの子は善悪をまだ知らないだけで、ちゃんといいことと悪いことを教えてあげれば。
That part's true, actually.
甘い。
アインツベルンのマスターの言葉を信じるというのですか、シローは。かの一族は聖杯を手に入れるためだけに存在するもの。約束など何事もなかったかのように。
And how are we gonna convince her? I don't see it.
そんなことない。今のは言い過ぎだぞ、セイバー。イリアはイリアだ。アインツベルンがどんな奴らかは知らないが、一緒にして考えるな。
確かにその通りでした。シローの発言は正しい。
セイバー、それじゃ
まあ、あんな小声で主張されても説得力はありませんでしたね。
Well, it's just that Saber was that mad.
いいです。わかりました。今のままでは令状を使われかねませんから。シローが信じたイリアスフィールを私も信じるとしましょう。
セイバー。
Thank you.
私は会いませんからね。
Ah, fair
イリア
enough.
スフィールと対峙して
That's sad.
私が冷静でいられるとは限りませんし。
They had like the cutest scene in the Fate route together.
私を前にしては身構えるでしょう。
なあ、そうだな。
Nap
けど、
or eat
それ
food.
じゃあセイバーはどうするんだ？
以前使っていた客まで待機しています。
Oh, fair enough.
駆けつけますから心配なさらずに。
うん。すまない、セイバー。でもこれはその。
分かっています。あなたにキリツグと聖杯戦争の関係を話したのは私だ。
It's actually, yeah, very true. There you go.
こうなることも覚悟しておくべきだったのです。
Saber lets out a sigh and goes to the guest room. I see. Saber was my father's servant in the last Holy Grail War. Then it's natural for her to know of the relationship between Kiritsugu and Ilya.
お邪魔します。ってここがシローのお家なんだ。
In contrast to her energetic voice, Ilya enters timidly.
じゃあまずお茶にしよう。今に案内するからついてきてくれ。
はーい。あ、板張りの廊下だね。聞いてた通り、日本の建物だ。
Yeah, take your shoes off. We're gonna kick you out. Ilya looks around as she walks. I guess this Japanese style is unusual for her since she's living in a castle.
はい、お茶。紅茶にしようと思ったんだが、それじゃ芸がないし、イリアのお城のものにはかなわないから日本茶にしといた。あ、苦かったら薄めるんで言ってくれ。
That's quite a different change of pace of tea for her, I'd imagine. I handed her the cup. I used the best tea I had, so it should taste good. The only potential problem is that it might be too bitter.
ありがとう、シロー。
I always
いただ
forget
きます。
just how beautiful Ilya looks without her. Whatever that cap thing is. I don't know what it's called, unfortunately. Forgive my ignorance. And Shiro, every time, man. She says Japanese style and nervously takes a sip. Yeah. Ilya freezes. I thought so. I was trying to be considerate, but I guess milk tea would have been better.
ごめん、苦かっただろ。入れ直すから無理しなくていいぞ。
Tea is weird, bro. Like, it's such a unique acquired taste to drink it. It's one of those things that I wouldn't drink all the time. Like, only when I'm sick or not feeling good, then I would drink it. Because it is nice at those times, but when I'm like feeling good, I'd rather just drink water.
そんなことないよ。結構なお手前でした。
Tell me, do any of you guys like tea? If so, what brands do you get? Do you get English tea, Japanese tea, any kind of others? I don't know where she learned the manners, but Milia bows. And she slowly starts to sip on the tea. Well, if she wants to drink it, I shouldn't stop her. Japanese snack, on the other hand, seems to be well received, so I'll sit here and keep her company. I wonder what it is. Once we finish the tea, Ilya asks me if we can explore my house.
いいけど、別に面白いことなんてないぞ。
いいの。ただ見たいだけなんだから。魔術的な価値がないのに
Damn.
帰った時も分かったし。
Not wrong,
案
but
内してくれるだけでいいよ。
that's a reply, so I end up giving her a tour of my home, but
思ったより狭いんだね。回廊のくせに片方は
yikes.
これじゃあ襲わ 時に困るよ。
Not wrong.
これがシロの部屋？嘘よ。こんなとこに人なんて住めないんだから。
Yeah, it is a very tiny room, really. And he's like got nothing in here besides a little desk. Like,
ここが庭？日本の魔術師は大変ね。
yeah.
こんな猫の額ぐらいのガーデンじゃ何も育てられないじゃない。知ってる。ここ道場って言うんでしょ。おじいさまが言ってたもの。連中は裸足で切り合う日本人だって。
Ah, yes. Indoctrinate the kids.
いや、物置の中なんて見たくない。そういうところ
Damn.
は使用人に任せておけばいいんだから。
The life of a rich person. Royalty. Well, I wouldn't. Royalty's not a good word. Yeah. You know what I mean. Complains a lot, but it seems she's having fun.
ねえ、次はまだあっちの方行ってないよ。早く行こうしろ。
I think there's like a bathroom left and storage closet. You're just me.
じゃあ次は裏側な。
Ilya runs across the hallway in joy. But I don't know what she's so happy about, but I'm glad I'm showing her around if it's this fun for her. But Ilya must be getting tired as she loses her spirit halfway through the tour. Ilya silently looks around the rooms, and once we've seen everything, we return to the living room.
これで終わり。離れもあるんだけど、そっちは勘弁な。今はセイバーが寝てるから。
He looks downcast.
そっか。これで全部なんだ。
Damn.
エリア、どうした？疲れたのか？
うん。ちょっと疲れちゃった。だって、誰もいないんだもん。
What do you mean? Did you let your guard down because there's nobody here and that's why you're allowed to be tired? She looks like a normal girl of her age. Ilya's acting like Ilya, not like a strong master.
私、復讐に来たのに。その相手がもういないのって。
Yeah.
悲しいね。
It's a really sort of ironic thing, isn't it? That he's gone. And he loved you so much. Especially at the end. She murmurs to herself, tears silently trickle. Oh.
あれ、おかしいな。私泣いてるみたい。怖
Oh.
いことも悲しいこともなかったのに。
Oh,
変だよ
Ilya.
ね。
So cute and sweet. On the inside. She's also very capable of the most fucked up stuff. What a duality. Ilya tilts her head in wonder as if it's really a long thing. Can we talk about Kiritsugu maybe? Like, I'd love that. Oh my god, it's raining hard outside again. Yikes. I'm hoping I don't get sick because today I had to work under those really bad conditions and had to go outside a lot and had to be exposed to a lot of rain and cold wind, and it was fucking freezing all day at work. Hoping we'll be fine, you know? There's no one in this house. The target she has a grudge against. She only wanted to kill him, but the chance has been forever lost. Elias Vil von Einsburn. She has a reason to kill me and Kiritsugu. It's because...
行こうしろ。そろそろ帰らないと日が暮れちゃう。夜になる前に別れないと戦いになっちゃうよ。
Damn.
私たち。
Ilya's smiling. What can I say back to her?
あ、そうだな。じゃあ公園まで送っていこうか。
I really want to have a conversation to her about Kiritsugu.
シロ、ちゃんとレディーな扱い方分かってるじゃない。
She smiles innocently, her silver hair fluttering behind her. Ilya runs to the front door as if nothing has happened. And I part with her for the third time. My legs are heavy on the way home. I slowly walk through the streets as if for the first time. I have so much to think about. Foremost in my mind, I'm finally realizing how important Ilya is.
俺はイリアを
And this route is so good. I love the fact that Ilya and Sakura are so important in this route. Like, should I fight her as a master, or should I convince her to forfeit? That's what Kotomine said. Is there a way to separate Ilya from people who have sought the Holy Grail for so long? No, even before that. I have no idea how to quench her desire for revenge. I return to my house. The sun is about to set, coloring the town with its reddish glow. I slap my I slap my cheeks. I'll have to deal with with Shinji and Ilya sooner or later, but defeating Caster, the one still attacking the people in this town, takes priority now. I won't let an event like the one that took place 10 years ago take place again. That's why I decided to become a master and fight alongside Saber. I see Sakura's shoes. Oh, she's here already. Considering the time, I bet Sakura's already back from her club. Yeah, she's probably exhausted from worm pit shenanigans. Fuck me. Her club practice must have been tiring as Sakura is sleeping in the living room. She must be exhausted as she is lying on the floor rather than having her head on the table. Knowing why she's so tired hurts my heart. Unbelievably so. Do we get any more Ilya points by chance? Like, I hope I did. Woo! Let's go! Alright, I think we're doing pretty good. Pretty low Saber points. But we're doing good. I think... Is that max Sakura's points? Or can I don't think the bar goes up farther, because that's 10 points. So we've gotten 4 points with Ilya. Hopefully we can get to 8. Maybe 8 will be like a good cap for her to get whatever. I'm going to assume, because of how important she is in this route, by just how much we've started to explore her and Sho's relationship, that having our bond up is going to be necessary. I bring a blanket from my room. I carefully drape the blanket over her, then... She must be half asleep as Sakura looks up at me with empty eyes. Her gesture is different. It's not the Sakura I know who stands and smiles in the kitchen wearing an apron. Her gesture is more erotic than I've ever seen. Oh, okay. Nervously, I try to explain myself at that instant. Oh, no. My reaction too, Shiro, homie. Okay, because of the worm pit, she's obviously had as many O's as you can probably imagine, meaning that her body is probably still in that mode. She's what you consider down bad. Nah, she's just very horny. And it's easy to see why, given what she goes through, because an unfortunate side effect of what that would do to your body is it would increase your sex drive dramatically, as well as having to do with that puberty has really took her and built her body up into a woman's, especially. So seeing Shiro here, a person that she actually loves and would love to make love with, in the terms of it being an actual normal lovemaking, of course she wants to do it. So subconsciously, her subconscious is taking that desire and starting to pull that urge out and go for it. I would say that this all makes sense. It's just hard to stomach when you think of why she's acting like this and why she's like this, and I wish I wish I never knew that about the worms. Her breath is near me. I'm intensely aware of her femininity, no matter how hard I try to ignore it. I can't breathe or talk properly. Sakura's half asleep. You need only look at her eyes to see that, so I have to shake her off me. I have to get away from her, but... I can't take my eyes off of her. Her hair streams down her neck, her lips set out a seductive sigh, and her breasts are pushing up her shirt. Having her mature woman's body so close is making me dizzy. Her hands tense up a bit, our faces near each other. I'm entranced by her lips, unable to resist. My reasoning is frozen. Everything I prohibited, everything I shouldn't have noticed. Such boring senses are being destroyed.
Sakura.
Very realistic reaction from Shiro. My heart is pounding. The sound of the pounding heart fills my eardrums. My head empties out and... Is this really gonna happen? Their first kiss?
シロ、帰ってきたのですか?
Okay, thank you, Saber. I don't want their first kiss to be... I want it to be more impactful. I jump back. Display speed and quick-wittedness I'd never shown before and land on top of the table.
素晴らしい
Wow.
動きです。しかしシロ、テーブルの上に乗るのは
Man, he just did the high jump. Saber's like, oh my god, I'm in love with Shiro now.
そうだな。ちょっと気が動転してた。
I slowly step down to the floor. Sakura is... Her hands are lowered and she's sleeping again.
シロ、顔が真っ赤ですが、何かあったのですか? 視線も落ち着かないようですし、気にかかることでも。
別に何でもない。それより道場に場所を変えよう。さくらを寝かせといてやりたいし、夕飯まで手合わせしたい。
いい心がけです、シロ。昨日の休息で私の体調も万全ですし、今夜の戦いに備えるとしましょうか。
I'm also enjoying how much time we've been spending with Saber in this route. Really nice. Saber heads to the dojo without questioning my suspicious behavior. I'm saved. I'm glad Saber didn't see us like that, but I'm more glad that I didn't do anything on the spur of the moment. Exactly. That's... it's a rough situation. Damn you, biology. Well, not all the time, but a good chunk of the time. Damn you, brain. Hormones. Human nature. If I'd done anything to Sakura while she was half asleep, I would kill myself out of shame. I don't blame you, man.
けど先輩、稽古もいいですけど、ほどほどにしないとダメです。
Ow, ow.
突き指でも大変なのに、指の骨が折れかかるなんて普通じゃないと思います。
さくら、もうちょっとゆっくり包帯巻いてくれ。
痛いのは当たり前です。こんな怪我してるのに放っておいたら腫れるに決まってるじゃないですか。
Wow, that's bold.
これも天罰と思って諦めてください。
Sakura tapes up my middle finger. It's the middle one, damn. Her movements are quick and accurate. She must get lots of practice treating jammed fingers in archery club. I hope that's the only thing. She's skillful, but isn't this a bit rough, Sakura?
それに、セーバーさんもセーバーさんです。先輩より上手なら、もう少しやりようがあるんじゃないですか？先輩、体のところどころが腫れ上がってて。
さくら、言葉を返しますが、それはシローが望んだことです。私はシローの要求に応えたに過ぎない。それに今夜の怪我はシローにも責任がある。自分から手合わせを願ったというのに、集中力が全くなかったのですから。
Yeah, he was big horny. Saber glares at me in complaint. He also has a lot on his mind too, so I'll give it to him as well that that's true. There's not much I can say when she puts it like that.
先輩、気分でも悪かったんですか？その不確かな気持ちのまま道場に入るなんて先輩らしくないですよね。
全くです。一体何に気を取られていたのですか、シローは。竹刀を握っても見ているのは空ばかりで、気迫が全く感じられなかった。
Very difficult to explain, you see.
いや、それはその。
Kaz is standing right here in front of me, but there's no way I can say that. Just thinking about it makes my heart jump.
先輩。
Oh no. Please.
まだ痛いところがあるんですか？
Shiro's like, Sex jokes. Sakura looks at me with worry.
いや、もう大丈夫だ。食いすぎで胃がもたれただけだから。
Quickly move my face away from Sakura.
そうですね。それじゃあ食後のお茶入れてきます。
Sakura stands up to go to the kitchen. This is really bad for my heart. Her body is engraved in my mind, and I get conscious of her whenever she comes near me.
セイバーさん、お茶でいいですか？
はい。ぬるめでお願いします。
Sakura promptly brews some tea. Her gestures are supposed to be familiar, but I feel like I'm seeing them for the first time. Yeah, now that Shiro is very, 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 very attracted to her and has bonded with her and become so close, his subconscious is starting to pick up on all the little details, and he's starting to focus on them more, which is a very good sign that he's definitely falling for her. A large part of well, a big part of romance itself is attraction. Love, on the other hand, is complex. Attraction is the build-up to what you call love, but in order for love to be love, many people have their own different interpretations of what it is to love, but in terms of a relationship between two people, and I'm not going to talk about polyamory, that stuff is not, that's not my core. I don't know. It's not my, like, expertise, and I'm not talking about just two people. To love is to accept each other for each other's faults, to understand one another, and know that days are not always going to be good. Know that there's going to be fights. Know that there are going to be troubling times. To accept and understand one another for the trauma and the heartbreak that they've been through. To never abhor or deter someone from emotionally being vulnerable, displaying those insecurities, portraying them in a projective way. It's all about that understanding, and that's where the romantic part of lust and romance turns into that true love. There is a base level of love where you very much care for somebody that you would not want to do without them. That is a very surface level love. The deep level love of true love, in my opinion, is that of which I had just explained. And I feel like that's going to be a very big focal point of this route, especially. It very much was in the Fate route. It was in UBW too, but for me, it was definitely more intentional on the Fate route, given just how flawed Shiro and Saber were, as well as the fact that they were two peas in a pod. But, you know, we can definitely see that Shiro's definitely starting to fall for her. But the relationship needs to develop farther than that, and where that's going to come into play is once Shiro learns about the horrors that she's been through. And it's scary, because the whole part of love is accepting someone for their faults, accepting someone for those negatives, and the fact that Sakura wants Shiro to, like, not forgive someone like her if she became a bad person is really going to be the test between that love that Shiro is going to have for her, I believe. If that is where the route's heading, then that makes sense. I feel like each route tackles love between two people in a different way. And I truly feel like this is the biggest part of the route, that it is about accepting somebody and moving together to help each other through that trauma and through that pain and all of that stuff. And that's why so many people idealize and crave relationships, because we as human beings not only don't want to be lonely, there's an inherent part of us that wants to reproduce. That's a part of why we get so fed up with that. But there's also that pure idea of being able to have someone that accepts you completely for who you are, and someone that you can be with that you can help, like, intermittently together. There's a superb amount of beauty in not only the selflessness that you give by loving someone for their faults, but for what you receive in return, which is that same effect. You would hope so in a relationship anyway. And there's definitely nothing wrong with that. I talk about, I hear people that say that, like, people need to, that it's better to be single, that it's better to be alone, it's not worth it. There are arguable cases for that being true. Obviously, there's no objective standpoint about it. There's also the fact that people need to start loving themselves, etc., before a relationship starts. And while I can agree on a superficial way that loving yourself is a good start because it would prevent initial problems in a relationship, there comes a point where people have never been shown love before. How are they supposed to love themselves when they've not been shown love by others? You may argue there's therapy for that. Valid. It's not a replacement for the true human connection that is somebody that loves you. And once a love blossoms into something where it's accepting, it builds you into a completely different person. It teaches you that you have worth, and it starts to increase your own self-love. The caveat to that is if the relationship falls apart, then you revert back to a worse state. Unfortunately, I myself have been there, but getting through it every day. The one thing that I would say is why true love is so important is just the acceptance, the accepting of the other person. When they're vulnerable to you, accept them. Truly love somebody, understand that it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to fight every day to make it work. But don't ever give up on somebody so easily. I'm not trying to be very simple. There's obviously cases of abuse where you should get out. I'm talking about a very valid, normal relationship with its own problems. Anyway, that was a weird tangent that I went on, but hopefully whoever decided to listen to that, I can only imagine a bunch of people probably skipped through that segment, can understand what I'm talking about. I don't claim to be a person with wisdom. I'm not even that old, really. But I do have some very strong beliefs and ideals that I believe strongly in, and this is just one of them, and I believe that this is going to be a focal point of the route. Let's go ahead and continue. Damn, why do I keep remembering it? There's something wrong with me, just like Saber said. Just looking at Sakura reminds me of how she looked earlier and her soft lips. This is just lust. Yep, you got it. Sakura's an important underclassman and a family member to be. So why am I not conscious of her like this? Yep, it's the lust part. But there's a part of you that's starting to become romantically inclined to her. Damn it. I know, I really do. Sakura's beautiful. I've been aware of it for quite a while now. But in spite of that, I acted as her senpai. I like Sakura. Having her around became normal for me before I knew it, and I found it to be a great comfort. But it's always been a different sort of affection. I've never wanted to embrace Sakura. I knew she was a girl, but I never viewed her as someone of the opposite sex. But now, I'm beginning to think that it's not that I viewed her as a girl, that I was trying not to view her as a girl.
先輩どうぞお茶入りました
ああ、サンキュー、さくら。
どういたしまして、先輩もゆ
Didn't mean to skip that, damn it. Sakura smiles happily. Seeing her smile makes me happy as well. It seems she really liked the pork meatloaf with egg and vegetables. Sakura hands the tea to Saber as well and sits down. Saber must enjoy tea. She receives it with satisfaction.
いただきます。しかし、タイガはどうしたのでしょうね。ここのところ、彼女の
good
姿
point.
はあまり見ませんが。
Probably taking care of the students.
なあ、藤姉ならさっき連絡があって、今夜は来れないって。詳しくは聞けなかったけど、病院を回るとかなんとか言ってた。
そうですか。 タイガはシロウのくせに詳しいですから。
Oh,
もう少し話
Sakura
が
knows his habits a bit too. Wink, wink, wonk. Ask Sakura.
仕方ありません。シロウの強化は次の機会にするとしましょう。
もしかして昨日と今日の稽古は
Yep,
ま
you
だ
bet.
序の口だったのかな。
当然です。今までの鍛錬は単に今のシロウができることを体で知ってもらっただけですか
Now
ら。
you know your limits.
シロウの特性を生かした生存方法を考慮するのはこれからです。
Special characteristic number 1, being a dumbass. Special characteristic number 2, taking an insane amount of battle damage but still getting up.
ハードっぽいなそれ。
厳しいというのであれば厳しいですが、そもそも今ま
Yikes.
での鍛錬は準備運動に過ぎません。
うわ
Are you serious? I don't know if I should be thankful or not that Fujine isn't coming tonight.
何ですか今のため息は。シロウ、これはあなたのためになることであって。さくら、
Saber looks at Sakura. I follow her gaze. Hey. Jesus. Her body is just reacting to what all she. Fuck me, man. Sakura's breathing painfully. Run to her and shake her shoulders.
先輩、何でしょうか。
バカなんでしょうかじゃないだろう。お前また俺たちに黙って無理よ。
No, she's not. She looks healthy. Her shoulders aren't hot, and she's just looking up at me in wonder.
あれ今そのさくらが苦しそうにしてたから。
いえ、違いますよ。私、ちょっと寝ちゃってただけです。
Weird. Is that state only when she's asleep? I'm trying to decipher how much of that sleep state is that on subconscious sexual drive, or if it's a darker side of her that comes out when she's asleep. Zouken has that ability to. It's a really good chess piece, you know? We'll see, we'll see. Sakura smiles in embarrassment.
脅かすな。昨日の今日なんだ。風がぶり返したと思っただろ。
すみません。今日は一日中眠くて、気を抜くとまぶたが落ちちゃうんです。
Me too, Sakura. Unfortunately, not sleepy because of those reasons. Yeah, that probably took a lot out of her body to go through what she did. Unfortunately.
そっか。まあ夕方も寝てたしな。疲れてるならもう休んでいいんだぞ。
そうですね。それじゃあお言葉に甘えて、先に失礼させてもらいます。
Sakura bows and exits the living room. She's walking steadily, so I guess she's just short on sleep, like she said. Alright, let's go explore the town. It's nighttime. The moon darkens. The clouds blown by the strong wind hide the white moon. Gonna go to Ryodoji Temple again. We go outside, careful not to wake Sakura. It's 11 o'clock. We decided to start patrolling earlier to make up for yesterday. The town has continued to suffer while my guard was down after Castor's defeat. If Castor is still alive and collecting energy from people, I have to defeat her for sure tonight. We descend the hill to the intersection. The question is where to go from here.
シロウ、サーバントの気配です。
Fuck.
それ近いのかセイバー。
距離的には問題ありません。シロウの足を考慮しても全力で追跡すれば5分ほどで追いつけます。マスター、指示を。
Oh great, is it gonna be another choice? Saber's asking me if we should follow them or stay here and keep watch. I don't even need to think about it.
行くぞ。
Okay,
先
good.
導してくれ。
Nice. Saber starts to run. She heads east. It seems she is heading to the big bridge connecting Miyama City and Shinto. That's different. The bridge? The instant I step into the park, the abnormal presence makes me feel like vomiting. It's probably Castor if it's making you feel like that. The air is polluted here. The stench of rot and decay sweeps into my nose. It could also be assassin, I guess. My gastric juices regurgitated just by standing here. The discomfort and the dizziness almost break my mind.
シロ、あれを。
I suppress my nausea and look. There. Oh.
ミヤ君
Oh, hello. Is this the first time we've seen Emiya this route? You know what? You know what would have been hilarious is like the amount of times that Rin says Emiya-kun. Like, imagine if Archer just like intricately goes what? It's like, oops. All right, it's time to hate each other again. Fuck you, Emiya. No, fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck me. Stan Tosaka and Archer with their backs to us. Oh, hi. Zouken, I want to rip your skull out of your fucking body and just toss it into a blender. Blend it up and feed it to bugs. See how it feels, bitch. That old man, Zouken. I understand this situation right away. Tosaka is fighting Zouken. I see dozens of something so small that I can't distinguish it around Tosaka. Bugs. Tosaka's servant Archer has many more around him. It seems Zouken used those things to attack them. You piece of filth. Pure chance, but, you know.
そんなわけないでしょ。あんたを押さえつけて白状させるのなんて、私とアーチャーだけで十分。
Confession about what the hell's going on. I'm gonna assume
あそこにいるのはただの観客。私とは関係ないんだから。
there's a high probability that was it confirmed or not? I'm gonna be an idiot. I mean, I just recorded the last part yesterday, so I'm stupid. I don't remember if it was confirmed that Zouken has caster or not, but I'm pretty sure he does. Sakura keeps glaring at Zouken, but her back is trembling?
あんた何やってんのよ。
No.
こんな時にやってくるなんて死にたいの。
Yeah. Harshly scolding me.
シロ。
分かってる。今は遠坂たちと争ってる場合じゃない。
Just as how Tosaka does not look away from that old man, I'm feeling danger from him. A monster said to have survived by sucking people's blood. A descendant of Makuri, who tried to obtain the Holy Grail and made Shinji into a master. There's no way such a guy would just stand there and not do anything. Man's strong if he thought he could handle Emiya and Tosaka by himself. He makes a sound with his cane. The instant it strikes the bricks beneath the old man's feet. Ah, alright. Weird, we don't see her face. Someone we already defeated appears to protect him.
くそ。本当にまだ残っていやがったのか。
There's gotta be a caveat. This doesn't seem like the original caster or it's some different... I don't know, something's different.
下がって。あれはキャスターですが、キャスターではありません。
Yeah,
内
yeah.
装能力はそのままですが、
Something's off about it.
魂を感じない。あれはキャスターの死骸を別のもので補っただけの模造品です。
Yikes! Some form of necromancy in like a different kind of way, I guess. Saber steps forward. In her hand is the invisible sword. Yep, basically. Shinji's also a dumbass. Tosaka.
工場はそれだけか。我らを測った罪だけではない。敵同士とはいえ、キャスターとてサーバントに選ばれた英霊だ。その亡骸をもてあそぶからには、相応の覚悟があるのだろうな。
さて、わしは使われなくなったものを拾っただけよ。
Yeah, that's basically what you think of Sakura too. Fucking bastard.
それを下道というのなら構わんがな、セイバー。それではお主の行く末はその下道にも劣ってしまうぞ。何しろその身は最高のサーバント。ならばこのようなムクロより お主を屈服させるが最上じゃ。その体を我が虫どもに食わせ、そこなムクロと同じ命運をたどらせよ。
Bold move, Zouken, if you really think you can do that. I mean, it makes sense why you'd want Saber. She's kind of insane.
貴様
Oh, Emiya's pissed.
何を憤る。所詮サーマントなど主の道具、どのように刺激するかなど問題ではあるまい。霊樹で縛られるも、死してなお使われるも同じ。ならば、心ない人形と化すが、うぬらのためであろう。
Man, shut up. Emiya, kick his ass. Two servants change. Charge. Saber and Archer charges the laughing monster as if they plan to attack. Can he do that, though? I shall let my worms eat you alive and follow his corpse's fate. Okay, so she has to be dead for it to work then? So I guess the way is just gonna kill her with worms. Alright. Two blades slice through Caster. The match was decided from the start. Caster cannot defeat Saber, even with Mato Zouken's control. The fact has not changed. Caster's magic does not reach Saber, and Saber finishes off the enemy she defeated before. What's Zouken's play here? He's got an ace up the sleeve, I just know it. Caster's body begins to disintegrate. Saber stands by and watches it until the end. To ensure that it completely disappears. To ensure that her body will not be violated again. It's Tosaka's voice. How is Zouken... he did? Mato Zouken has disappeared. He sacrificed Caster in order to make his escape. But... that is why Saber took care of Caster. Archer ignored her completely. Pursued the controller and... Ooh, how's he gonna get out of this one? Cut Mato Zouken's body in half. Really? How are you gonna survive this, buddy? Zouken's upper body bisected? A dragging sound. Even though blood and entrails are spilling from his bisected body, the old man still lives. Are the bugs gonna like pull his body back together or some shit? He crawls across the ground with his arms, trying to get away from Archer. Archer knows the essence of double tap. Always double tap. Archer raises his short sword above Zouken. This is the end. No matter how immortal Mato Zouken may be, he will die once his head is crushed, and he is almost dead already. It's not like he has self-healing powers like the serpent, and his horrific wound is taking him closer to death by the second. How is he gonna get through this? But unwilling to take any chances, Archer kills the Magus with his short sword. Yeah, something weird's going on. No, he tries to kill Zouken and stops. It's not only Archer who felt it, everybody here does. Tosaka and Saber, Archer and I. Even Mato Zouken, hovering on the edge of death, trembles at his appearance. What's up? Darkness covers the park. The damp air freezes in an instant. My heart is beating at a higher pitch, but the rate is slower. Something bad is close by, so I have to run away. Assassins here? I can't concern myself with that thing. My body understands it instinctively, yet it refuses to move. It's meaningless to run away. My body knows that I can't escape. What's here? Oh god, this is eerie. I moved my trembling body and turned my numb neck. I looked towards the entrance of the park. There. Oh. Oh no. That ain't ominous at all. That's the thing we saw. Ain't it? Stands the shadow. That's a cool shot, though. I like this shot. Ooh, this music's unsettling. Space is distorted. Is it that powerful? And, like, ominous and evil? I want to believe it's just my imagination, a product of the disordered sense of balance caused by extreme tension. Ooh, this track is really cool. It's new and I've never seen anything like it. It's insubstantial, as if a shadow suddenly stood up. Its existence is so light that it could be blown away, and yet its presence dominates this place. It lacks intelligence or reason, and it probably is not even alive. The black shadow stands there like a mirage, so... Why is it reminding you of the Eye of Sauron tower? Why do I find it so familiar? Even Zouken surprised? I hear a hoarse voice. The only one able to speak here happens to be the dying old man. Really? Zouken's that surprised? Then this is bad. If Zouken doesn't know what this is, well, he probably does, but... He crawls while screaming. Mata Zouken pulls himself away from Archer and out of the park. It's not that Zouken had that much strength left. It's just that fear of the shadow drove him. Zouken's gonna survive? God damn it. Nobody's able to move. Tosaka and I stand still, transfixed by fear. Even Saber and Archer seem entranced. It's like a deep sea monster. The shadow sways in the silent world where everything is still. And... Uh-oh. It shows something like a will for the first time. It lacks eyes, limbs, or a body, yet it still casts a shadow at its base. Outlined by the moonlight, the shadow begins to stretch and elongate. Like a snake that has found its prey, it points at Osaka. Oh no! Those things are gonna like skewer her into pieces. Oblivious to the change, Tosaka does not move. Saber's too far away. Archer has started running, but he's too far away to make it in time. Oh shit. How is Tosaka gonna survive that? Shadow lashes out. Without showing any sign, the shadow abruptly covers tens of meters and... I frantically push Tosaka aside. We love you, Shiro. Weird. What? It really is like an ocean. I can't hear her voice. The instant I push Tosaka away, something engulfs me. Splashing sound and sensation of something trying to crush my body. My presentiment wasn't wrong. Water has come crashing in around me, and I am now sinking into the sea. Well, this kind of... Is this a far-fetched assumption to say this kind of reminds me of the weird stuff that happened to Ku? Like, I know that Assassin, like, skewered his ass with his Zombia. But they described tendrils in Ku's scene, right? Probably an idiot. I'm forgetting so many things, but it's hot. The seawater is too hot. Boiling coal tar. It sticks to my skin and cuts off my life, and I don't feel like I'm in the sea. Is it really just like that? Oh, he got the basement of... What the a fetus? I feel sick. I feel sick. It's wrong. 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 I feel sick. Rabbit's corpse, one eye missing, rotten, soft, and fresh, forced into my mouth. Rabbit's corpse smears my esophagus, a clear sensation of eating a life. Life is life, even if it is rotten. It's real. I can't taste this with cooked food. It feels good. There's no taste, but I'm forced to eat it as long as it is in front of me. A popular place, a big line, a place that it will eat rabbits. There's only one clerk. And we just trip balls. So, we've only ever seen the red text appear whenever Grail mud was poured onto. Remember when, like, in the Fate route, when Kirei got all that Grail mud on Shiro? I think that's what happened. It was something like that, and that red text, and he, like, went insane. But did the red text happen in the basement scene too? I can't quite remember. Is that shadow thingy like a will of the Grail formed into a shadow? Or like... So, this, could it be Angermine? That'd be interesting. I don't know why in this route it would show up. That's a It's a mystery, but that's the only theory I can surmise. I wake up. My body is hot. My nausea isn't fading, and my head is shaking, and I can't even stand up by myself.
目が覚めた？大丈夫？私がわかる？
She slaps my cheeks.
わかる。こんなに人を平手打ちすんのは間違いなく遠坂だ。
よかった。減らず口を言えるな
Yeah.
ら大丈夫ね。
Surprisingly, she was okay. That was just my honest opinion right now.
バカ、何笑ってるのよ。言っとくけど、礼は言わないわよ。あんな真似は二度としないで。助けてもらった相手に死なれたら借りを返すこともできなくなる。
She glares at me, but Tosaka is still rubbing my back with one hand and holding my hand on the other to check my temperature.
遠坂、変なのはどうした？
消えたわ。エミヤくんが影の上に立って倒れたと思ったらもう。
Why would it disappear then?
あれ自身はあっちの方からやってきたみたいだけど。
Okay, I have a conjoined theory. I don't know which could be the truth. 1. Undermine you. 2. We've noticed that a lot of weird shit keeps happening whenever Sakura gets a fever and goes to sleep. Like, every time during that nighttime section of the game, something bad has happened. We heard Sakura's VA talk about devouring fucking corpses. But the caveat of opposing this theory is the fact that Zouken was so surprised, like it was an impossibility. So that doesn't put a damper on the theory. It could be either Angra or Sakura, but why? Is Sakura like a possessed doll almost at this point? Because didn't Zouken mention that he put like Grail in her? Like way earlier? If that's the part, could— oh shit. Shit. The whole point of Angra from Zero is he wants to be born into the world. Zouken, correct me if I'm wrong. I am like 100% certain that Zouken talked about putting Grail in her, right? That's corruption. So we all know that the Grail is like all the world's evil or whatever. That's Angra's existence itself. Shit. No! Oh no, the theory is coming to me. Got a blast! I feel like Jimmy Neutron when I'm coming up with these theories. Like, my mind is just connecting all these dots, and I'm thinking, and I'm pondering, and I'm questioning everything. That establishment, the nighttime fever. Angra Mainyu. Alright. This is a little out there. It splits into 3 theories. Either that thing's identity is Angra by itself, or it's Sakura by itself somehow, or 3. I've come to a deduction that by Zouken's implanting of the Grail in Sakura, and through Sakura's trauma and broken mental state and spirit, as well as the constant worm pit shenanigans, could it be possible that the will of Angra Mainyu itself is possessing Sakura? It would be a host to use to be born into the world. Trying to think. That is partially— the Grail has to be a part of that, yes, but why is Sakura the perfect candidate for it? I mean, there's a part of it is chance that the Grail was put in her somehow. I don't remember why. Could it be that she harbors such hatred and disdain and negativity in the inner part of her heart? Because I wouldn't even blame her. I mean, you can be good on the surface, but after all that trauma, there's going to be some hatred and evil deep down within you. It's in everybody, by the way. There is evil in all of us. It's just our experiences shape whether or not the evil comes out and what we choose to do with it. That puts a damper on everything. Because we've never seen what Angra looks like, ever. It only took the form of Irisville. Yeah, it mentioned it has to take the form of a human being to, that's why it did that to Kiritsugu. Okay, if that's the case, then it possessing Sakura could be a very definite possibility. But could Zouken not... Did Zouken not think that Angra could possess a host? Was it that surprising? I mean, it's never happened in the real world, and he's been alive for over 500 years. To suppose that could come with a shock, but you'd think he'd understand that something might happen with what he's doing to Sakura, or could that possibility have never come to him? That's also possible, too. Bingo. Why did it let Shiro go? Sakura's influence. Why does it only show up after Sakura had an episode and went to sleep? Sakura's VA being used for whatever was devouring. Those tendrils look like they're good at devouring shit. Alright, we got the theory, baby. That's my current thoughts. I think that's what I can piece together with all of the clues and build-up we're getting. By the way, this isn't terrifying at all. It doesn't scare me that the most precious girl in the entire world that deserves love and head pats and comfort and the most happiness ever is gonna get possessed by literally the incarnate of evil. Like, you're literally getting possessed by Satan at this point. If that is the case, then... Dude, that's bullshit. There's no way that Sakura's gonna be the fucking villain of this route. Because of Angra or some shit. I don't want that. Please tell me it's just Angra alone. Please. I don't want that idea, dude. I really don't. Sakura seemed... Okay, we should continue. I'm done babbling on about my theories. Hopefully everyone's doing good. You know, I'm just big braining it. I don't know how much of that is true, but I believe that I'm on a good... I think I'm on the right track with what we're getting in the story so far. So Sakura looks southwest and grits her teeth. Oh! The situation reminded him of the Fuyuki fire because Angra was part of the reason that fire happened. Was that tower part of Angra? And is this just a different... Is this the form of him in a human instead? Is that why he was reminded of it? That evil, that feeling. Okay. That could be another layer to this. That's odd. Saber runs up to me. Saber supports me and pulls me away from Tasaka. Damn. We love you, Saber. He's like, you're not a threat. For it to scare the shit out of Zouken, then it's gotta be something crazy. What else but Angra could scare the shit out of somebody? Saber glares at Tasaka. Crap. I guess I never told Saber about our current truce.
いや違うんだセイバー遠坂とは今急戦
Oh, we did.
キャスターを倒すまで
Oops.
シロしっかり気をつけて。
Uh-oh.
だから遠坂は敵じゃないそういう約束なんだ
わかりました。
悪い
Oh, jeez. What happened to Shiro, man? He's gonna collapse, pass out. I endure the nausea and the chill that tries to get me unconscious. I have to get home before I faint. I have to stay conscious until then.
助かったか。ま、本体に触れたわけでもなし、実体のあるものなら怒りを移された。
Do you know about it, Archer? How did you know that if you... Archer approaches. Archer is expressionless even though Zouken got away, and he's the only calm one here.
アーチャー、あなたは今の影が何者か知っているのですか？
さてな。だが、これで一つはっきりした。キャスターなき後。
Yeah, it was never Caster at all. He answers as if he's not interested. Then Archer looks down at me lying on the ground.
どうやら支援を優先できる状況ではなくなったようだ。そうだろ、エミヤシロ。
Based. It's like, shit's too real. We can't, like, we can't, yeah, we gotta focus on other stuff.
あれが何であるかは、お前の直感が正しい。サーバントとして召喚されたというのに、結局は、あれの相手をさせられるというわけだ。
Yeah, because Emiya has experienced exactly that. He got a strange feeling as well. As for what that shadow was, your intuition is correct. There we go. I'm summoned as a servant, but I'm defied as after all. It's always ironic with Emiya, isn't it? Poor dude.
アーチャー、あなたは一体。
Saber's like, sus. Sus! Are we gonna get the reveal this early in the game? In Heavensfield?
そうか。君はまだ守護者ではなかったな。では。
So only Guardians have seen stuff like that. Maybe it's not longer than... I don't know. The King Knight in Red beckons to Sakura to go. But right before they leave... Archer's back! Ah, the Gar has returned. Let's see what you have to say.
後始末にとどまるか、その前に型をつけるのか。今回は摘み取れる可能性がまだ残されているのだから。
Well, it seems like an Avengers level threat is in this timeline if Emiya has to clean it up as a Guardian. He looks up at the sky and murmurs these words. Yep. He has a chance of stopping it this time. Is it cleaning up, like, Angra every time, maybe? Or something with Angra's influence? Oh, yikes, he's ill. It switches off and on. The heat permeates my body and I don't feel like I'm walking. Is it because someone told me this is like a disease? Feels like plagued maggots are filling my whole body. See, the hard part about this is the fact that Sakura's here and she looks completely normal. That really puts a dent into the theory. But the only time we've ever seen her is like after everything is gone away, right? So help me God, I don't care if I'm wrong because I'm having a lot of fun. I want to keep this theory as my main one, even though it's probably really stupid. Can't tell dream and reality apart. I feel like I'm already asleep and trying to go back to my room.
Sakura, 睡眠中ではなかったのですか？
どいてください。そんな支え方じゃ先輩が辛くなる。
Wow. Sakura, were you not asleep? Ha! That's a line that's suspicious. Also, I gotta love Sakura with that. Like, this is my man. Get your hands off him. I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna fix him up.
いえ、これは私が任されたこと。それに、何らかの病だとしたら、あなたにまで移ってしまう。
What if she's already infected?
そんなことを言ってるんじゃありません。セイバーさん、あなたと先輩が何をしているのかは知りません。聞いても答えてもらえないことだって分かっていますから、問いただすこともしませんでした。
Oh, she's upset because they keep going out at nighttime. I can understand her thought process of what's going on.
けど、あなたが来てから先輩は毎日辛そうでした。それだけならよかったのに、今夜は怪我をして帰ってきたんです。
No, I don't think it's just that part of it. I think she knows that they're doing something like dangerous as well. My interpretation of that it's always based on like the sexual side of things, but there's also the part of it that is she knows that there's some dangerous, weird shit going on. I do think sexual stuff is probably included in parts of her doubt and insecurity, but you know.
Sakura, それは。
We gotta tell her the truth eventually, right?
セイバーさんの事情は知りません。けど、もう少しうまいやり方があるんじゃないですか。それができないって言うなら、せめて先輩を巻き込むのはやめてください。
Man. It's weird, like it's as if like her confidence keeps increasing, but is it due to everything that's going on? I feel like I'm smoking crack with what I'm thinking right now with my theories and shit. I return to my room. It feels like someone is next to me, putting me to sleep. A voice is whispering in my ear, but I can't make out the words. Did it apologize? It's my fault. Did it apologize? I'm sorry. Whatever the words are, they're the last thing I hear. My consciousness fades as soon as I lie down. The scene keeps squirming like insects until the very end. He keeps mentioning bug metaphors. Uh-oh. It's the end of the day, isn't it? What an end to a day, right? Oh, and of course there's an interlude. Gotta put in an interlude to show me fucked up shit.
じゃ、またね。明日こそ遅刻しないでよ。
I'm gonna assume this is Fujine with some of the kids. She slurs her words as she sees all of her friends. Now it's just some drunk lady. There's no one around and the rotary is completely still. Did her friend get the last taxi, or are they just avoiding this place for some reason? The station, which used to be filled with light and people, is now just a group of lifeless buildings.
ま、こんな日もある。
Oh no, this is Oh yikes, I'm getting some weird vibes. We're gonna watch like people get murdered and eaten again. He heads home, still slightly drunk. It doesn't matter if there's no taxi or if the last train is out. Her apartment is close by. Her friends live 3 stations away, so she always walks home by herself after seeing them off. The rotary is quiet even though it's still before midnight, and she starts home like always. So, when did it turn into something that's not like always? The desolate town, the pitch black alleys, the chill emanating from the dark shadows. Formless unease assails her.
ちょっと、誰かいるの？
Oh no. She turns around, the only thing following her is her cold and silent silhouette. She walks faster. This is like a horror, like, Nasu really gives me... He's been doing a lot of horror in this route. I mean, he's going back to his roots. Staying here is dangerous. She doesn't believe she's overthinking. Nobody's following her. First of all, she doesn't have the sense to realize that even if she is in danger. She's only human, after all.
ちょっと、何よ、これ。
But she can't stop shivering. The unpleasant presence gets stronger. This is just like the time she woke up at night as a child. She would wake up to go to the bathroom, but was sent someone crouching in the corner instead of moving. She would pretend to be asleep until morning came. This unease is how she felt then, as if the whole world had abandoned her. Oh god, this is gonna be something really fucked up that's gonna happen. She's running now. She's not taking her usual route home. The road in front of her is dangerous. The roads she usually takes home are all dark. Instinctively, seeking the safest way, she's running before she knows it. When did the quick trot turn into an all-out dash? She understands that it's silly to be scared of something she cannot see. but she is unable to stop herself. She runs like a dog. Her throat is dry, but strangely she isn't sweating. It's all adrenaline, baby. Town at night. A series of accidents with unknown causes. Desperately, she tells herself that it's not the work of a serial killer. There's no one around. Tonight of all nights, the place is empty. Is that why this seems like it's happening to somebody else? A familiar town is like an imitation in a mirror that will never find her. Oh, we're at the park. Not the park that, well, where the fire happened, I think. She arrives at the final destination. Alright, I'm getting... My heart's starting to jump. Did she come to this place? Was she specifically dragged here? Something is very funny. What is happening? Something's funny, so sounds of laughter come from her throat as if it's from someone else. Is she possessed? She's merely running. Her usual route home seemed too dangerous, so she ran along the roads that felt safer to her and... This is really eerie, man. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. Please. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. Finally, she realizes that there is no place to run. Oh, come on. It's those worms specifically. It's worms. Some appear from between the grasses, some fall down from the tree branches. First one drops in the right eye and uses the snout larger than her eyeballs to crawl into her eye socket. Oh, God. The scream is not heard. She crumples to the ground. Pain shoots through her heels. It hurts as if they've been chopped off with an axe. Since that's impossible, she tries to move her toes, only to find that she can't feel them. In its place, many new things enter her body from the cut heel. Oh my God, this is disgusting! She tries to see what they are with her remaining left eye. She cannot see what they are anymore. Okay, the fact that it's these things, I'm convinced that this is Sakura's, like, possession or some shit. Indescribable horrors swarm over her body. Yep, it's gonna eat you. Her mind somehow does not see what they are eating. Doors dive in. When she was small, she once saw maggots swarming on a sponge. This is just like that, although inchworms chewing through an apple might be a more apt comparison. But the realistic image and the scene before her do not seem related. Because such things cannot be. Such things cannot be happening to her. It's almost midnight. She has to hurry home, ready the bath. Ouch. Laugh off all the fatigue. That hurts. Let her hair dry. It hurts. Watch some videos. Return to her room. It hurts. She wants to return to her room. Return. Please stop. Stay up till 3 o'clock. It really hurts. Anything. Please stop. It hurts. Wake up with an alarm clock. Go back. It hurts. Go to work. Go back. This is such a brutal way to get murdered. Oh my lord. Oh, okay. And it's over. She went completely insane and delirious. They ate her entire fucking body in 5 minutes. The meal ends in under 5 minutes. It was too gruesome a scene to be called a meal. But if one defines having a meal as absorbing nourishment, then this was certainly a meal. Oh. Zouken that did it to get his body back. Fuck you, Zouken, you piece of shit. Well, it's possible for worms to devour people like that. I don't even know what to think. What's my theories are always shot in the dark. What am I even doing anymore? The lying body stands up. The female body is turned into an old man's body. Ew.
こればかりはいつになってもなれんものだ。
A hoarse voice echoes through the park. The worms have disappeared. They have finished their meal and have returned to their nest, the old man's body. In other words, they replaced the woman's body, the one they fed on. Someone else is watching the spectacle. Between the crisscrossing tree branches. Oh my god, it's Assassin. Nice. The white mask is floating. The mask made from human skull is smiling like a buffoon. The owner of the mask does not even need to be mentioned. It is the seventh servant, the one born from within the fake servant. He is the heroic spirit who defeated Lancer, Assassin. His voice is cool.
見ておったのか、アサシン。そうよ。わしの肉体はとうの昔に滅び去っておる。こうしてすでに出来上がっている体に寄生するだけの老いぼれでな。他の者どものように日の元に出られる体ではない。
The laughing figure is indeed Zouken. It took him a few minutes to attack and take over a woman's body. The speed is incredible even for a Master Magus. Weird shit, man. Disgusting.
人間としての機能は虫どもが果た。ほほう。わずか1日で饒舌になったではないか、アサシン。そもそもでは、己が望みを思い出したか。
Zouken seems to know a lot about Assassin. Wonder why.
我は同じ望みを持つ障害者にのみ呼び出される。魔術師殿の不死への渇望がこの身を招いたのだ。故に。 私が望むは永遠のみ。
Are they gonna form a contract with each other? Oh, okay, so that's so interesting how that happened. It really is like a summoning in that sense that weird shit, man, but that's cool. I did not expect that they shared the same wish. That's why. Okay, so this assassin wants eternal life, just like Zouken. Never understood the people who want to have eternal life. I mean, if you give no shits about other human beings but yourself, makes sense. The black shadow wavers, the emotionless skull stares at the aged Magus. Yeah. Yeah, what? Maybe he wants the youth with it. The old Magus lets out a cry. Who would know that the cry is not a laugh, but a cry of anger? Yes, Zouken is almost immortal. He will live as long as there are bodies to infest and his soul remains alive. But there's only pain. Zouken does not wear his current form by choice. Turning his body into something inhuman and mimicking human form. There's a limit to this magic. It is like a machine. A machine can run forever in theory, but its parts rust over time. Parts rust, cogwheels slide out of place, programs become obsolete. Okay, I'm starting to understand what he's saying.
何度新しい肉体を得ようと腐る。何をしようと腐っていくのだ。この新しい肉体とてすでに腐敗が始まった。
Dang, it only took a couple
生
minutes.
きたまま自身が腐っていくこの不快と屈辱。自らが人ではなく虫なのだと受け入れる絶望といえば分かってもらえるかな。
I can understand that you've been through a lot of pain, but kind of inflicting that pain on others. Kind of deserve it, buddy.
なぜ腐る？虫どもでは真っ当な肉体を作れないのか。そのようなことはないぞ。虫どもは生きがいいからな。わしは永遠に生き続ける方法、人間としてとどまれる方式として、この延命法を選んだつもりじゃ。ますますわからぬな。完全な肉体維持を選んでおいてその始末なのか。
Right.
そもそもなぜ外見を老人に模す。肉を粘土のようにこねるのなら。
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, why his old man appearance?
良い質問じゃ。ではトウが元の肉体を完全に失った者が自らの力だけで かつての自分を復元するとしよう。その場合、肉体を元の形に戻すものは何だと思う？
肉体は己の肉体を記録している。肌がそげ、肉が
Oh, the
落ち
DNA.
かつての
Okay.
姿に戻るのは、
So
肉体そのものに設計図があるからだ。
he doesn't have the DNA to, like, the genetic blueprint of his old body to make it into his old one.
遺伝子に記録された構成図じゃな。だがわしの場合は違う。
I see. Fair
そ
enough.
も自身の構成を記録していた肉体そのものを失ったのだ。その場合、自己を覚え元通りの形にするものは何だと思うね。
It is obvious, the soul is not the law of the physical world, but something of the higher order, the record of all the bodies within the concept of the astral world. Yes, if one has the soul, one should be able to reconstruct their body even if the original body and genes have been lost. So in other words, this old Magus
な
is...
るほど。自身の魂だけを生かし、
Makes
肉体
sense.
は生きている者たちから摂取する。故に他の姿にはなれない。魔術師殿が存命させている
Not your
ものは
body,
肉
the
体では
soul.
なく魂。故に魂以外の姿は形作れないと。
当然であろう。わしとて好き好んで
Yeah.
老人の体を得ているわけではないわ。よいか。わしはこの姿しか作れんのだ。それも定期的に変えねば腐り落ちる不出来なものよ。
Yikes.
かつては一度の取り替えで54年活動したわしが、今では数ヶ月に一度取り替えねば存命できぬ。その歪小さ、腐敗する苦しみが誰に理解できようか。
Damn.
間違えるな今代のアサシンよ。そのようなものを二度と不死と称するでない。
Irritation can be heard in the voice of the old Magus. It has been 3 days since assassin summoning. He finally sees the true nature of his summoner.
納得がいった。つまり、腐っているのは肉体ではな
The
く、
remnants of his soul?
そう、
I see.
魂が腐っておる。
So in this universe, the soul is capable of rotting away.
時間の蓄積は幽体にさえ影響を及ぼすのだ。故にわしの体は
Damn.
腐る。構成図である魂が腐っていて、
There's a lot of really
肉体
cool...
が腐り落ちるのも当然であろう。
There's a really lot of cool lore right here. Zouken being the one to summon the assassin is an awesome twist I didn't expect. That's really cool. Really like that.
故に聖杯を求める。
I think that's partially correct, but I believe there's something further.
憤るわけよな。その永遠。生地永久を知らぬ者よりつらかろう。
そうだとも、わしの体は腐る。腐るのだ。その苦しみ、骨の髄まで侵す毒から解放されねばならん。そのための聖杯、そのための死なない体よ。そうだ。わしは死にたくない。まだ生きていたい。この世から消えてなくなるなど考えるだに恐ろしい。それから逃れるために何百年と生き、腐敗から逃れるために何千という肉を食らい続けた。わかるか、山の主よ。わしはこの虫と化した自身が恨めし、わしだけが腐ることが恨めし、人として当然のように正しい肉体を授かる虫どもが恨めしいのだ。
It's cool that we're finally learning about Zouken, but... I can see the pain and suffering he's been through, but... Unless they explain more, isn't this all of his own doing? Unless it isn't his fault, in which case, okay. The White Mask looks down at the rotting old man. How can he say he hates humans that live peacefully? It was his spell used to escape the peaceful life that gave him this pain. The unending torment of this Magus, the decay that melts his bones and flesh as a result. Yep. Yeah, it's his fault. I mean, I can understand his position. It's not exactly a fun way to live your life. But the pain overrides such trivial matters as blame. It must not matter who is evil or what the cause is, because This is just a speculation, but Zouken must be insane already. Yeah, of course he is. The pain and fear of experiencing one's own decomposition must be unbearable for normal human beings. Nobody should be able to endure it, no matter how strong their mind may be. Because one will die. The body dies if it rots for over an hour. 200 years. Only this old Magus would understand how rotten the mind is of someone who has his body rotting away. This is cool. I really love that we're finally learning about Zouken. And I know that it's a weird thing to say. I'm saying this as someone who is interested in Zouken from Zero. So, very much so. This is what insanity leads to. Yikes. Zouken has gone insane. No matter his mental state, if there is nobody in the world who can identify with him, he will be labeled insane.
数百年の妄念か。私には理解できぬが。
The old man's monologue can be summarized in one sentence. He does not want to die. He does not want to die. In short, he does not want to die. It is merely that I wish anyone would have become clear for this man. He sacrificed many people, clinging to the simple yet foolish wish. He prepared many things and sacrificed people to obtain the Holy Grail. No, this old Magus' very existence is made possible by those sacrifices. That is reason enough for the masked assassin to pledge his loyalty.
理解できぬが。魔術師殿はこの私のマスターにふさわしい。
This is rough. Yeah, assassin seems strong, so Zouken is gonna be a big player in this war now, especially. This is terrifying.
よかろう。人として扱われなかった者同士、共に永遠を目指すとしよう。
That line is interesting. Does that mean that in some Zouken backstory he was not treated as human? Maybe. The skull waits. The servant in a black coat bows to the rotting old Magus. Interlude out. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. It was very dark, but it was more interesting, thankfully, because of the scene that we got. Delight. I don't feel anything good from that. I don't know why that gives me dread as well. End of day 7, dude. Nice. Okay. Points are doing good, like I said. Having fun. That was very interesting. A lot happened in this episode. It's interesting how the daytime is always wholesome and the nighttime is where all this shit happens, but it was a great day. I really enjoyed everything in this episode. It was definitely fun for my theory speculating brain, but a big highlight was learning about Zouken. The twist that he's the reason for assassin summoning is really cool. Then, I'm excited to see what Zouken's gonna do, given that we can see that he's literally just insane. I can feel the sort of bad with what he's been through, but I can't really empathize as much because of it being his own action. I mean, you could empathize with that because it was his own fault, but he's still putting others in. He's murdering other people just to keep himself alive, and I just don't have much empathy at that point. There's not enough in that suffering that makes me go, okay, I fully get it. Unless there's a little bit more in his backstory that we get later. I'm just going to keep it as that for now. Zouken's a really cool character. Hopefully we get more. Sakura's weird. I don't know what's going on with her. I have many a theory, but I definitely cannot pinpoint what the exact hell is going on. I think we're almost done with the first third of this game. Quite a first act of the game, don't you think? A lot's already happened. Fucking hell. For an Act 1, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be one more big event, and then Act 1 will be over. Act 2 is probably going to be insane, then. Yeah, I can imagine Act 2 and 3 are the big meat and potatoes. But, you know, I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. I sure had a lot of fun recording it. It was a bit of a longer episode this time, thankfully, so hopefully everyone had fun with that. I went on a lot of tangents this episode, so if it was boring to some people, I apologize, but for others who enjoyed it, I appreciate you. It really means a lot to me. Thanks for watching those parts. It's really flattering that you would. I'm excited for the next part of the game. I don't have any idea what is exactly going to transpire. What I could inquire is that we're going to have another scene with Ilya. We might have an emotional talk with her. We're going to slowly unravel Sakura's weird predicament with her illness and the mystery surrounding the town. Shiro's going to be probably still reeling from what happened this night, and it's probably going to affect him for the next day, if I had to assume. Zouken's endgame goal, I think a very smart play from him would be to get a slave like Saber if he could. That wouldn't be easy to do, but it seems like that was on his mind. If that was possible, then like that's a fucking GG almost, but I don't see that happening because unless he could calculate a 4D chess game move, that would just be odd. So Caster is officially dead now, but you know, Ryder's back. So technically only Assassin and Lancer are dead. Well, Lancer and Caster and Fake Assassin. So 2 out of 7 servants are gone. Still quite a bit for this stage in the game. A lot of twists and turns already. But, you know, I had a fun time. I hope everyone else did. If you stayed all the way to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and it really helps out the YouTube algorithm and all of that. And I just want to let you know that whoever you are, wherever you are, whether it's morning, day, evening, or night, please be sure to stay safe. And take care out there. And, well, I wish you all the best. Take care, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Heaven's Feel. Hopefully, it doesn't make me feel depressed, because this episode didn't really make me feel that bad. More terrified me than anything. But, you know, take care, everybody. I love you all. Till next time, bye-bye.